I was working 60 hours a week. And they're like, you need to work more. I was like, I have a
Oh,
single mom with two kids at home. I was like, how possibly don't have any more hours to work? We need to work harder. You need to work harder. I was like, I don't know how to work harder. Like I'm giving it everything I have, trying to balance two children at home. And then this, job was
absolutely.
overwhelming. And they would just like produce, 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 produce. It was never, never, never enough.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So how would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have Alicia joining us from Florida, United States. So Alicia, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Alicia Farricielli. I am in the Tampa Bay area. I am what you call a quote unquote life coach, but I don't really like that terminology. I work with a lot of people to heal their inner child wounds. I do this through breathwork, meditation, energy healing, and then one-on-one coaching. I actually have my own podcast as well, and I do public speaking. So that's
Wow,
what I
you do
do in a nutshell.
fellow public speaking. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes. It's a new venture, and I love it.
Very good. So Alicia, tell us a little bit more. Why you decide to become an entrepreneur?
Oh man, I think I was born to be this way.
Yeah,
It was
I
like
get
I
that
say,
a
I
lot
literally
from a
think it
lot
was
of
my blood.
people. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
all of us have something. Yeah.
yeah, I'm one of those crazy people, it's just like I can't work for other people very well. I yeah.
You're
So
not that
I grew
crazy. I think that this is this is amazing. Yeah. So, but what happened? What happened? There is any entrepreneur in your family? Do you have a friend as an entrepreneur? Do you read a book or a TV show? How this is actually happened and when it started? When?
Yeah. So I started back, I'll go back. So I grew up, my father was self-employed as a pastor, but he also did financial planning,
Uh-huh.
had a couple other little businesses going on. So I feel like I kind of grew up in that mentality of not nine. I didn't have my parents either one had like a 9 to 5 job that they went to. My mom was a kind of a stay-at-home mom. She'd have a couple little jobs here and there. She was in real estate for a little while, but just not like nothing like solid. So I didn't grow up in like that normal, like your dad goes to
Mhm.
work every single day and comes home at a certain time and can't take off vacation, blah, 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 blah. Um, so when I actually finished my college run, I decided I was want to go into sales. I was like, oh, sales are great. So I was in sales for a very long, and to me, that's if you're not going to be an entrepreneur, that's almost a second when you're in any type of like commissioned sales. I had, no base salary to base salary. So it's like almost like you're learning to survive off of whatever
Wow.
you're I mean, doing so office equipment, advertising. Oh man, all kinds of, I worked for like wasn't Centos, but was another company for a little while. And so I got frustrated and decided my first go around, I was staying at home with my kids. I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna do some marketing for people. I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, full disclosure. Like I was like, but I'll figure it out. I know I'm smart enough, I can figure it out. So that didn't really take off too well. Got a little busy. Went back into like then I went to the full-time world again. And so after after that, I decided my first second go, I was working for a television station. And I was like, this is just absolutely, I was working 60 hours a week. And they're like, you need to work more. I was like, I have a
Oh,
single mom with two kids at home. I was like, how possibly don't have any more hours to work? We need to work harder. You need to work harder. I was like, I don't know how to work harder. Like I'm giving it everything I have, trying to balance two children at home. And then this, job was
absolutely.
overwhelming. And they would just like produce, 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 produce. It was never, never, never enough. And I was like, you know what? And I had a conversation with a friend previous, and I was like, she's like, we were thinking about starting our own, digital advertising business. Both of us had enough experience at the time, we would have been fine. But she didn't want to go off and she got another job and didn't want to do that. So I decided, I was like, you know what, forget this. And I quit my job like on the spot and just didn't show. I was like, I'm done, didn't show up. That was not the smartest thing to do. I had no savings, I had nothing behind on that. Um,
Wow.
I
I
was
was
in a
very great.
town. Yeah, I was in Huntsville, Alabama at the time, and I absolutely did not know I mean, the market there. Like I didn't do my own market research that I knew I would know to do now. And this was like 20 years ago.
Wow.
Or 15 years ago. So around that, maybe more than that, but go back and think. And so when I started it, I would go and I literally would go to call, like it was almost door knocking because I knew how to door knock, more B2B businesses. So I always do that. And they're like, we don't really want to pay you. Why do we need to do social media? I was just going to focus on that. Why do we need to do that? Okay, we'll give you $300 a month. I was like, and so I couldn't survive off of like the little amounts that were coming in, and they just didn't value. There was absolutely no value for it at that time. Now Huntsville's changed a lot since I've left there, but they just didn't value marketing. It's like they give you like it's a $20,000-$30,000 a year job, and it's like I couldn't survive off of that. So once I did that, I ended up like moving back in with my parents. Because I couldn't make my rent payment. I was struggling a lot. And so once I did that, I decided I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to go on my own. I was like, I want to find a job. So I found a job.
Wow.
In Nashville, Tennessee. Moved there. I drove back and forth for 2 months. From there, that was about an hour and 45-minute drive there, an hour and 40-minute drive back.
Wow.
In the middle of dropping my daughter and my kids off for school. So yeah, so I was crazy. So I did that. And then I started working, after that, started working for a digital advertising company, website development company, fabulous company. I was barely surviving on the salary they were able to pay me. And so I took another job. Big mistake. The job that I took, I went back to a company, ended up getting fired within 90 days because I didn't hit their quota.
Oh, wow.
But, it was a setup. I mean, I have full disclosure. I think it was a setup.
Yeah.
And so then I lost everything. I lost my apartment. Everything because I didn't have any savings saved up. And so in the middle of that, I was like, I think I want to start my own event planning company. So I was looking for event jobs and I couldn't find an event job because they wanted you to have experience. Well, I didn't have experience in it and I couldn't under level. So I was like, you know what? Again, I'll figure it out. So I opened up my own company. I did bachelorette parties for a little while. That was not my forte. I won't go into that. And then I did scavenger hunts. Started off doing like scavenger hunts for corporations, for bachelorette parties, for individuals. And that was a lot of fun. So I grew that company into... We went and did after that, then I kind of started backing off of that. And so I got an apartment community contact me and say, hey, will you do our social events? Absolutely. So I did that and I built that up to where we had 19 regular clients every month.
Wow.
Yeah, doing 1 to 2, 3 events. And so I had stacked events going on, working 80 hours, literally 80 hours a week, making barely any money. My staff made more money than I did. By staff, I mean independent contractors. We're making like they were all made like I'm like this is
stage. You hide the stage, you hide the venue, you hide everything, and at the end of the day, very little left. Tell me about it. We do events all over the world.
Yeah, it's like people think it's so profitable, and it can be.
Yeah,
not when you first. I did this for like almost 7 years or so, and so I literally burned out. I was like, I did not want to look at another event, so I slowly started.
Yeah?
I fired, and I say fired, I let go of 90% of my clients, kept like 2 or 3 on, enough to pay for me to stay afloat with my bills. I had 1 or 2, I think 2 people left with me at the end of that I hadn't let go. And we ran that thing for about another year. And then I got into real estate, which is another entrepreneurial, like another job business. So I worked my way out of the event business into the real estate business. Did that for 4 years, 5, I don't even remember. And then ended up moving in between to Florida, to Tampa Bay, where I'm at now. Decided real estate was not for me. But I knew my true calling was I wanted to do business coaching. But I always said, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't have like this $1 billion business, you know. I'm like, wait a minute, that's such a limiting belief. So I started doing a lot of, like, I was like, I've ran profitable businesses and I can teach people, to open up a business, like how to do that and how to do marketing. And I was like, But then I really started talking to people. They're like, well, I need a marketing plan, all this stuff. I'm like, but you don't even believe in yourself that you can do this. So that's where I stopped and was like, you know what? I think I really want to focus on helping people overcome limiting beliefs. And so that cycled into a lot of like inner work on myself. And so things that I came up with, and I got introduced into like energy work and breath work and meditation, and it like completely transformed my life. It like changed me who I was. And so I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to help people do this. They can go on YouTube. I mean, I'm not just being a good business coach, or like they're very vital, necessary, but I was like, people, what they were asking for, they can go on YouTube and find. And if they have enough gumption and they want to do it, they're going to go look for the answers to it. So they can pay me and I can send them a YouTube video or teach them how to do stuff. Like they can figure it out on their own. Or I can really get down to what they really need is the mindset work.
Follow us for more interviews with the world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.